Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. We're here today to dive into the story of Resident Evil 6. This game is quite long, and the reason I say that is because Capcom decided to tell 4 different simultaneous storylines within it. To fully grasp the narrative, we need to thoroughly explore all 4, as they're directly intertwined. Alright, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's jump right in because time is short. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. The first storyline begins in 2013 with Leon and a woman named Helena Harper. We see an epic scene where the President of the United States is turned into a zombie and tries to attack Helena. Leon takes him out with a single shot, and by the way, Leon and Helena don't even know each other yet. Afterwards, Helena promises to explain everything. Leon seems to have some idea of what's going on, but first, they need to go to the city church. Suddenly, Helena's phone rings. It's Ingrid Hunnigan, the same woman who helped Leon in Resident Evil 4. She tells Leon that Helena has been a member of the Secret Service for a year, so he can rest assured she's on their side. They're forced to report to Hunnigan that they killed the president. At first, Hunnigan is stunned. Things are getting really messy. What is this virus, and where did it come from? Leon and Helena tell Hunnigan they're heading to the Tall Oaks Church, hoping to find some answers there. The place they're in is a university in Tall Oaks, USA, where the president was supposed to give a speech. However, the city is suddenly hit by a bioterrorist attack. A blue, fog-like gas spreads through the city, turning anyone who inhales it into a zombie. They're struggling to reach the church. Leon has no idea what's happening, but Helena seems to know a lot, though she's not telling Leon anything until they arrive. Let's take a step back. Leon remembers talking to President Adam Benford previously. Benford, who succeeded President Graham, you remember him from Resident Evil 4, won the US presidential election in 2008. So, what's the problem? Let's go back in time to the days of Umbrella and the destruction of Raccoon City. Remember I mentioned that when William Birkin clashed with Umbrella, he tried to sell the Cvirus to the US military and government? Well, things didn't go as either side planned, and the doctor wasn't successful. It means the US government itself knew about all these biological weapons and all that mess. Otherwise, they wouldn't have tried to make a deal with Birkin to buy the Cvirus. In a way, they were partners in this dirty business. But have you ever seen anyone blame the US? No, they blew up Raccoon City and silenced anyone who could expose the truth to prevent public opinion from turning against them. Everything was going smoothly until President Benford took office. Do you know what he was going to talk about at the university before he was zombified and killed? Yes, all the things I've just told you. The Honorable Adam Benford believed they shouldn't lie. Everyone should know about the filthy business they were involved in. They should know they were working on biological weapons so that, together, they could solve this problem once and for all and clean up the mess. In short, the late president didn't believe in lies. But isn't it interesting that just before this classified information was to be revealed, the city was attacked and people, including the president, turned into zombies? It's clear that many people were afraid of what Benford was going to say, so they killed him. On the way, Hunnigan calls Leon and tells him that 90% of Tall Oak's population has been infected with this unknown virus, and the situation is dire. Then she says a group called Neo Umbrella has claimed responsibility for this heinous attack. Leon and Helena arrive at the city church. Helena keeps insisting she'll explain everything once they get there. Some other people have taken refuge here, and they're shocked by the arrival of Leon and Helena. Helena says there's a secret entrance under the church, and they need to go in. They open the door, and suddenly, a grotesque creature bursts out from underneath, full of holes. This disgusting monster zombifies everyone with its blue gas, similar to the gas that spread through the city. Leon and Helena kill all these creatures and enter the church basement. There, Helena anxiously searches for someone named Deborah. Leon keeps asking her what's going on, but she says, "Wait, let's find her first, then I'll tell you." They enter a lab-like area and find a videotape labeled, "Happy Birthday, Ada Wong." What does it mean that Ada emerged from this disgusting mess? Could Ada herself have been a biological experiment all along? Or is the situation more complicated than that?
Deborah! Deborah! Can you hear me?
Helena?
Thank goodness.
Okay, enough with the mystery.
Hold on, we're almost there. Deborah, stay with me, all right? No, Deborah!
Ada.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Deborah suddenly tries to rip everyone apart. It's a cool boss fight, but she doesn't last long, and Helena is forced to kill her own sister with great difficulty. Yes, these two were close sisters.
Look at me, it's gonna be okay. Just keep your eyes on me. Help me. I'm gonna get you out of here, Deborah. Deborah, look at me.
This guy has the same ring that appeared at the end of the Happy Birthday Ada video. But who is he? Why did he capture these two sisters? Why was Deborah experimented on to end up like this?
Please don't hurt him! I helped Simmons breach the president's security.
That sounds like Simmons, all right.
But Simmons is more treacherous than that. Suddenly, Leon's phone rings. It's Hunnigan, and we realize that Derek C. Simmons, the president's national security advisor, is standing next to Ingrid. All this misery that has befallen President Binford is because of this bastard. Leon and Helena know this, but they have no evidence against Simmons. On the contrary, this jerk blames them, saying they killed the president and are now wanted. Their call ends and Leon and Helena escape from the ruined place through the sewers. Suddenly, they see two missiles launch from tall oaks and boom. The city is blown to smithereens, exactly like Raccoon City again. As usual, Hunnigan is on the line. She says Simmons left in a hurry right after talking to them. He's going to China, but why China? China is also in chaos. It's also been hit by a terrorist attack, and people are being killed. The BSAA has confirmed that the same virus used in the Eastern European attack in Edonia 6 months ago, the Cvirus, was used in this attack. Leon and Helena board a plane and head to China to see what's happening. But suddenly the Cvirus has reached them too, and the pilot has also transformed. They kill him, but the plane is crashing. Miss Ada is also in China. They crash, but the situation wasn't that bad, and Leon and Helena survived, but most of the city was destroyed.
Leon?
Sherry? What are you doing here?
I'm on protective detail.
Sherry Birkin, William Birkin's daughter from Resident Evil 2, whom Leon and Claire saved. Yes, I have to tell you, Sherry works for Simmons, but the poor soul has no idea.
Look out! Leon, the plane!
Him again? Friend of yours?
Eventually, in this struggle, Leon and Sherry's paths diverge, but they're both after Simmons. One wants to arrest him, the other to complete her mission.
Sherry!
Leon! We're gonna head to the Wu-Lung building over in Kuchang. That's where I'm meeting with Simmons.
Anyway, they see Ada entering some kind of factory, so they follow her. It's Chris Redfield. Damn, this game has brought all the legends together. But why does Chris want to kill Ada? Ada, Leon's love. I'll explain that in Chris's storyline.
Chris? Leon? What are you doing here? Put your gun down, Chris. She's a key witness. We need her. A witness? She's the one who did all this! No, it wasn't her. It was Simmons, the National Security Advisor. I lost all my men because of her! And I lost over 70,000 people, including the President, because of Simmons. She's working for Neo Umbrella. You know what that means? Yeah, I do. And you're still going to protect this woman? I am.
But Ada, as always, escapes.
Freeze!
Leon and Helena arrive at Simmons' meeting place with Sherry.
Simmons!
Well, this is unexpected.
No, wait!
Ah, Agent Birkin, impeccable timing. Kindly take these two into custody, won't you?
They said you were involved in the terrorist attack. Is it true?
What, are they running down the street screaming it to anyone who'll listen?
Answer me!
It's for the benefit of the United States and global security.
Can't see how killing the President is good for the country!
The President's dead?
Well, we have Leon to thank for that.
God damn you, Simmons!
Dispose of them. Hold your fire! Those two are still of use to us.
You need to be more careful. All right. So what's the plan, hero? You think you can make it to that door? Why don't we just waste him? Because I need you to take care of Sherry.
Can we wrap this up? I do have better things to do.
What are you two gonna do?
Finish Simmons.
There's information on here that could stop the Cvirus. Simmons wants it.
Thanks. I'll put a call on the FOS, get you some protection. Now move!
Alert the men outside. She got me. Late.
He's getting away.
Come on!
Leon and Helena go after Simmons and jump onto his train. Simmons says, "Leave me alone, you fools. That woman Ada Wong is walking around free." Leon says, "Another team is after Ada, but your mind's Simmons." He says he carried out these attacks to stop the president. He had to be stopped and so on. It's also worth noting that the syringe that masked Guy injected Simmons with contained an advanced level of the Cvirus. So now Simmons is screwed, and he wants to kill Leon. Even my family left me. What's family got to do with this? I'll explain that. Leon and Helena are happy, thinking everything is over and the people are saved. But oh, what a surprise when Hunnigan says Sherry and the guy who was with her have been captured. Let's see what's on the memory stick Sherry gave Leon. This bald guy is the key to destroying the Cvirus. Who is he anyway?
What is that?
Okay, I've got a Chris Redfield on the line, patching you through to his aircraft.
Chris Redfield.
Leon! Leon, where are you?
Chris, we're just outside of Tachi. Why?
Get the hell out of there!
By checking Sherry's memory stick, Leon now knows a lot. Didn't that bald guy look familiar? Didn't he have a resemblance to someone? That's right, Jake Müller, Albert Weskier's son. Confusing, I know, but Jake, with the antibodies in his blood inherited from his father, could be the key to the Cvirus vaccine and ending all these events. Leon contacts Chris and tells him to go save Sherry and Jake. In short, Chris says, okay, we'll go save them. But first, he gives Leon the news of Ada Wong's death. Leon again thinks he's lost his love, Ada Wong. Leon and Helena, with all their difficulties and misfortunes, make their way through the city's zombies to the Quad Tower, one of the most important buildings in the city, where they're supposed to get support. Suddenly, the sexiest character the Resident Evil series has ever seen enters. Simmons, the bastard, doesn't want to die, it seems. It's Ada's helicopter, and she's not dead, she's alive. Leon is happy. Here, we hit that damned Simmons 1,000 times, but he's incredibly tough and won't die. In this time, we can properly introduce him. Simmons is a member of an organization called the Family. Their goal is to create stability in the global order. When President Benford wanted to expose everything, he was openly considered an enemy of the Family because he was revealing the U.S. government's cooperation with Umbrella and the production of biological weapons, which would jeopardize their entire credibility. That's why they, led by their boss Simmons, hatched these plans. They spread the Cvirus, which the Family itself created, and killed the president, these bastards. For this act, they took the lives of so many innocent people and destroyed a city. Now let's talk a bit about Derek himself, for example, about his acquaintance with Ada Wong. This goes back much further than the destruction of Raccoon City. Derek was the leader of the Family and, through some means, became acquainted with a spy, Ada Wong. He sent Ada on several missions, and she successfully completed them. Because of this, Simmons liked Ada very much and told her to work for him. Ada accepted. Everything went well until the destruction of Raccoon City. Derek was one of the key figures in blowing up Raccoon. That's why Ada cut ties with him. Simmons went mad. He wanted Ada Wong and had to have her. So this crazy man kidnapped thousands of women and performed thousands of experiments on them to create an Ada Wong, both physically and mentally. He's truly insane. In short, when Chris told Leon that Ada was dead, he was referring to the fake Ada. The real Ada is still alive. Don't worry about her. After a lot of fighting with Simmons, they throw him down into the fire to die. Here, Leon and Ada look at each other emotionally from a distance. Ada, who arrived by helicopter, has now left it on the helipad on top of the tower for Leon and Helena to escape with. She says, "I left you a gift there," and then goes off to who knows where. Just as they're about to go to the helicopter, this bastard appears again. They fight him for the last time and kill him. Leon and Helena go to board the helicopter. Ada has left some cosmetics for Leon on the seat, but that wasn't the gift she was talking about. Instead, she's hidden a memory stick underneath, containing evidence that all of this is Simmons' fault. This means Leon and Helena are now acquitted of the charges Simmons made against them. Thank you, dear Wong. They board the helicopter and escape.
It's time for me to take responsibility. Thank you. I'm ready. What? But I assisted in the attack.
The Investigating Commission have reviewed the evidence and feel it unjust to hold you liable for Simmons' crime. They will also not be disclosing their findings to the public.
But
The president would have done the same.
All right. Shall we go join the team?
Leon. For the next time you see her.
Alright guys, that was Leon's storyline. It's finally over. Now imagine how much more we have to do. There are 3 more storylines left, so let's continue. For example, now it's time to examine the story from Chris Redfield's perspective. His story begins when he's blackout drunk at a bar. That's unlike Chris.
Another round.
Hard to find a good steak around here. Not like back home.
Fill her up.
You've had enough.
Listen, sweetheart. You're here to pour drinks and look pretty.
Suddenly, a guy named Piers approaches him and starts talking. It seems they know each other, but Chris doesn't remember anything. Piers shows him some photos on his phone by a terrorist attack.
Piers Nivans?
Never heard of you.
How about this? You heard of this?
What is that?
You really don't remember anything, do you? Bioterrorism. You can't hide from your past, Chris. No matter where you go or what you do.
Who are you? What is this?
Okay. You don't remember me? Well, how about them? Look. I said look! Those were your men. Men who died under your command. You owe it to them to remember, Chris. If you walk away now, then this was all for nothing! Damn it. 6 months of searching for you. And this is what I find.
Yes,
Yeah. It's where you belong. Everyone's waiting.
Everyone.
We're taking you back, Captain. One way or another.
The story begins when Chris and his BSAA team enter China. You know, wherever there are biological weapons, the BSAA is there too. I have to say, fuck you, Simmons. But what was that about being at the bar? Nothing is clear, I know, because Chris has lost his memory. But in the midst of fighting and killing zombies in China, a spark ignites in Chris's mind, and he remembers everything. Remember in Leon's story, I mentioned that 6 months ago in Eastern Europe, the BSAA had some dealings with the Cvirus? Well, let's see what happened. 6 months ago in Edonia, a region in Eastern Europe, Chris, Piers, and the team gathered because a biological attack had occurred here. These aren't ordinary zombies. They're a more advanced and intelligent type. Now the BSA has to solve this problem. Sherry Birkin, after the events of Resident Evil 2, has joined National Security. Simmons is her boss, so Sherry also works for him. Chris tells her, "Claire told me everything about Raccoon City. I know you well, sweetheart." In short, they recognize each other and exchange pleasantries. Suddenly, Piers says, "That bald guy is standing over there, he's wanted. I want to catch him. He's a mercenary soldier." Sherry says, "He's currently under the protection of the US government. They need him." So they let him go and arrange a helicopter for them to go safely to the US. Suddenly, Chris asks Jake, "Haven't I seen you somewhere?" After all, he's Albert Weskier's son. He's given his father hell. He feels a bit familiar to Chris. Suddenly, they see many syringes on the ground, and from the darkness, Ada Wong emerges. "Look, let me tell you something now, so you don't get confused. This Ada, who's wearing blue, is the one Simmons created through biological experiments and is fake. The one with the red leather jacket is the original Ada. Anyway, she says these syringes and zombies are the Cvirus, and all of this is the doing of an organization called Neo Umbrella, which I'll introduce to you in due time."
The woman, she's gone. Finn!
So now you understand what the 6 month ago attack was about and why Chris lost his memory. But now he's broken inside. When he remembers how his men were slaughtered before his eyes, he only thinks of one thing: revenge. He now wants to destroy Ada. The poor guy doesn't know it was the fake Ada who caused this disaster, not the Ada Leon loves. Back to China, it's the same situation we saw in Leon's story. Then they jump into a car and chase Ada, tearing through the city until they reach some kind of battleship. Then they crash, but this Ada is a master at escaping, whether fake or original. Chris is now completely focused. He won't rest until he gets revenge. Here, Ada starts getting on Chris's nerves, insulting him, saying all his men died and all that nonsense to provoke him. But he promised Leon he wouldn't kill Ada, only arrest her. He says, "I was always thinking of revenge, but now I only seek justice." Ada says, "Okay, but the missile is ready for launch." She wants to spread the Cvirus across the world with this missile. Just as she's talking, a helicopter suddenly appears and shoots her in the chest. The same helicopter that went after Simmons on the train, but abandoned him when he mutated. This helicopter was sent by the family to kill the fake Ada. Remember in Leon's story when Chris told him Ada was dead? He was referring to this scene. After the funeral, Chris and Piers do everything they can to stop the damn missile from launching, but the fake Ada was always one step ahead of them. They were screwed, and the city's destruction we already saw together. Then the same story. Leon tells Chris to go save Sherry and Jake, so they speed towards their target. They go down an elevator and finally enter the control room and free these two beauties. They finally reunite. Here Chris tells Jake,
I can see your father in you.
How did you know?
Wait, hold on a second. So you knew him?
Yeah, I did. But I'm the one that killed him.
It was you?
That's right.
Chris? Better put a leash on that puppy.
This is between me and him. Go ahead. Shoot. You have every right to. Just promise me you'll survive. The world depends on it.
Who the hell are you to tell me what to do?
Stop it!
Put your gun down, now! Tell me, we just following orders? Or was it personal?
Both.
Jake, please stop.
Put a bullet in your head!
Put your gun down.
Drop your
Don't
weapon!
do this!
There are more important things at stake than you and me.
Then the building starts shaking. Suddenly this monster comes out. But what is this? This is Project House, mutated by the Cvirus, created by Neo Umbrella at the command of the fake Ada. Its goal is to spread the Cvirus, not just in a few cities, but throughout the world. Neo Umbrella was supposed to use House when its construction was complete, but the emergency plan was that if the fake Ada died at any stage of its construction, they would release it. And now it wants to kill Chris and Piers. Piers contaminates himself with the Cvirus to save Chris's life. Well, Chris's campaign is over. You see, by seeing the story from more characters' perspectives, we understand more about the story. So don't rush, just relax and don't miss the rest of the video, because I know you still have many questions about Albert Weskier's son and Neo Umbrella.
Okay. We're almost there. Escape butts. See that? We'll be out of here in no time. Come on. Got it. Here we go, Piers. We're getting out of here.
Piers! No, don't do this!
Open the door!
God damn it! Listen to me! We can still both get out of here! There's still time! What are you doing? No, Piers, don't! You can still make it out! God damn it, Piers!
No! Piers, open the goddamn door! That's an order! No. Piers!
So let's move on to the third campaign, Jake and Sherry. Their story begins 6 months ago in Adonia. At this time, Neo Umbrella hadn't completed the Cvirus yet and was kind of in the experimental phase. They were testing the virus in several places around the world, one of them being Adonia. Here, you see Jake injecting himself with the Cvirus, but nothing happens to him. I think it's time we get to know this handsome boy, Jake Müller, the son of the great Albert Wesker. Jake's mother was in a relationship with Wesker, they messed around a bit, and Jake's mother got pregnant. Then she fought with Albert and broke up with him, saying, "What am I doing here? I'm going back to my homeland, Adonia." Jake was born in Adonia. He doesn't know his father very well, but he was raised in a family that had a special respect for his father. Keep this in mind. And then Sherry arrived. How much she's grown since Resident Evil 2. Rest assured, I'll tell you what she's doing here and what happened to her during this time. She tells Jake, "You are the key to saving the world from this mess." Jake says, "Okay, give me 200,000 now, and 200,000 after our mission is over." Sherry says, "Idiot, I didn't hire you to kill people for me. I want your blood, you lovable bastards. You're infected with a new virus called Cvirus, and you just injected several doses of it in front of me, and nothing happened. All of this is because you have antibodies in your blood." I have to remind you again that Jake doesn't know Albert Wesker the way we do. He stares off into the distance and ponders the secret of creation. Then he suddenly says, $50 million. Damn it, why is he so greedy? Well, the truth is around 2000, when Jake's mother got sick, life became very difficult for him, and he became a mercenary for money.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
It's a waste of time!
Yeah, no shit!
This is the same monster that suddenly appeared when he and Leon met in Leon's story. You'll be shocked to know he's been after Jake and Sherry since 6 months ago in Adonia. But who is this? What is he? What does he do? His name is very strange. They call him Ustanak. The word has Serbian roots and means revolution and transformation. Ustanak was once human, but he was created by Neo Umbrella to capture Jake and complete the Cvirus using Jake's blood. That's the only reason he's after Jake throughout Adonia. I told you that in this world 6 months ago, the virus was in the experimental phase, meaning it's still incomplete. Also, this Ustanak has a special affection and love for the fake Ada Wong. She's like a mother to him. Look, I know it's a bit difficult to connect some things to Neo Umbrella when you don't know what kind of organization it is. That's the beauty of it because the game itself explains this in the 4th storyline, Ada Wong's, and we are loyal to the developer's narrative. In short, watch until the end, and I assure you everything will become clear. For now, these two were lucky to escape from him. Jake and Sherry go and reach the BSAA, which I told you about in Chris's story. They board a helicopter, and Sherry is happy that she's taking Jake to create the Cvirus vaccine with his blood. Remember, Sherry works for Simmons and is confident that the family and others want to create the Cvirus vaccine. But on the contrary, Simmons wants Jake to ensure no one gets their hands on him and no vaccine is made. You might think Ustanak and Neo Umbrella are doing the same thing, but no, they are betraying the family, which I'll tell you about in Ada's storyline. Ustanak attacks their helicopter, meaning that now there's a fight over capturing Jake, not a war over nuclear bombs. In short, Jake and Sherry are lucky again and escape. Here, Jake is shocked and asks, "What's this?" Sherry says, "Pull it out." Jake says, "No, you idiot, you'll die." Sherry says, "Shut up, do what I say." Oh my god, his wound healed. Now let's see together what happened to Sherry during this time. Look, if you haven't played Resident Evil 2, then I'm angry with you, and I won't defend you. But if you have, you know that the Cvirus vaccine flows in Sherry's blood. Her wound, which just healed, is because of this. After the events of Resident Evil 2, the US government hired Leon and somewhat confined Sherry. They told her, "You have the Cvirus and its vaccine. Come here, you're going to help us a lot in our experiments." Sherry became very close with Derek Simmons during this time. He somehow created the Cvirus with Sherry's blood. This passed, and in 2012, Sherry began working with Simmons and joined a group called the DSO. Sherry has no idea what a bastard Simmons is. They made the Cvirus with her own blood, and now they've sent her after Jake to prevent the vaccine from being made. That's how two beautiful bloodlines came together. This is Sherry's past up to now. After the helicopter crash, to get warm, they enter a wooden cabin. Then, to make the atmosphere a little romantic, it's time to light a fire and embrace each other when they're attacked. There's some fighting here, and finally, Dear Ustanak captures these two lovebirds. The fake Ada and Neo Umbrella's people also arrive. She tells Jake, "You are Albert Weskier's son, and his blood flows in your veins," and Jake is shocked to learn the truth. Yes, that was their story in Adonia. Now 6 months have passed since this incident, and Sherry and Jake have been imprisoned in China all this time. They got what they wanted, and using Jake's blood, completed the Cvirus. Also, the events of President Binford's infection happened this way. Here, Jake is frustrated, 6 months in prison, and both are ready to escape. They reach the changing room, very naked and sexy. They put on their clothes, and Jake talks a bit about Albert Weskier. He seems disturbed to learn that his father was a madman who wanted to destroy the world. Anyway, Sherry uses the computer in the organization to copy all the information obtained from Jake's blood sample during these 6 months onto a memory stick. Then they move forward, tearing apart anyone in their way until they finally escape from Neo Umbrella on a motorcycle. They're going to Simmons so Sherry can deliver Jake and the US government can make the Cvirus vaccine. On the way, they meet Leon and Helena, the event I already explained to you. Leon realizes Sherry works for Simmons, and suddenly Ustanak jumps in. After fighting him, Leon and Sherry's paths diverge. Before they go, Sherry tells Jake, "If Simmons is as bad as Leon describes, promise me you'll escape." They go to Simmons, and we've seen these parts before. Sherry gives Leon the memory stick she copied so he can quickly arrange for the vaccine to be made, because she realizes that no vaccine will come from Simmons. Remember Simmons injected the virus and destroyed himself? He was sent by the fake Ada, and the virus she injected into Simmons wasn't just the Cvirus. Instead, Ada, using Jake's blood during these 6 months, created an advanced type of Cvirus and put this awesome model into Simmons, making him so tough. In short, their paths diverge again. Leon and Helena went after Simmons on the train. Jake and Sherry are captured again here. These poor guys have been through hell. They've been imprisoned the whole game. They regain consciousness. The end of Chris's storyline where Leon told him to go save Jake and Sherry. We'll skip this part quickly until we get to where House wants to tear them apart and our friends' paths diverge again. It's time for Jake and Sherry to kill this monstrous beast once and for all. But in the end, it falls into the molten lava. These two are very happy to have killed Ustanak and want to escape, but where to with this? Go to hell with your fake mother. Guys, the lesson we learn from this story is to not be fake. Don't pretend, be your original self. time passed and the government managed to create the Cvirus vaccine, and that was Jake and Sherry's storyline, which is now over. We finally reached the end of the game. Ada Wong's story. Any questions you have about Neo Umbrella and the fake Ada will be answered, so let's begin an epic end. The story begins a day or two before the infection of Tall Oaks and President Benford. Ada sexily enters a submarine. But why? What is she doing here? Where is this place? Well, sometime before, Simmons called Ada and said, I have some information that could affect your future. Do you want to know what it is? Go to this submarine. Ada at first acts tough and says, shut up, you blew up Raccoon City. I'm mad at you, but we see she's here now to see what Simmons is up to. Ada proceeds and reaches a room where a video is playing. In it, Simmons is giving Ada a mission, secret mission in Adonia. But this happened 6 months ago, and Ada Wong is only now realizing she was given a mission. Simmons is saying these things to the fake Ada. Okay, but if that's the case, why is Simmons now calling the original Ada and showing her these things to cover his tracks? Something is wrong. Now the submarine is exploding and sinking, and it was a trap to kill Ada. But it's not that easy. Now Ada has to make a run for it. Simmons calls again and says, tomorrow we're going to blow up America with a virus, and then it's China's turn. It's getting very strange. After escaping the submarine, Ada goes to the same church Leon and Helena were heading towards. That's one of Simmons' labs. I told you that Ada and Derek worked together and knew each other before Raccoon City. Here, all the events that are happening again with Deborah Harper and so on happen very fast. Ada's phone rings, but you know what's interesting? Here, Simmons is talking to Ada, but if you remember Leon's storyline, Leon's phone just rang, and he was talking to those two. Can one person talk to two people at the same time? She just realized what happened. All this time, it wasn't Simmons calling Ada and revealing his plans, but the fake Ada calling the original Ada. The fake Ada wants to destroy Simmons, which is why she's doing all this dirty work. After their conversation, Ada places a bomb in the lab to burn these evil documents and finally calls the real Simmons and tells him that the fake Ada he created is messing up his plans. You poor miserable man. If you remember, this is where Ingrid calls Leon and says Simmons is shocked after the phone call and immediately goes to fly to China. Now that we're putting the puzzle pieces together, it makes sense. Ada wants to put an end to this dirty business and not let the destruction of the world fall on her shoulders, and to stop the fake Ada's dirty plan. So she makes her way to China.
هواپیمای لیانینا هم سقوط کرد.
Then she makes her way to the battleship that Chris and Piers were on, chasing the fake Ada, and jumped into it. Now I want to make everything clear for you. Remember when they said Simmons wanted to create an Ada for himself? The truth is, he performed thousands of experiments on thousands of kidnapped women, but none were successful in creating another Ada Wong. So who finally succeeded in this experiment and became the fake Ada we see? Carla Radames, a genius who got her PhD in genetics at 15. She was so intelligent and special that the family said, it's a shame, we must use this talent. So Carla was hired by the family. Carla created the Cvirus herself, with the help of the Cvirus in Sherry Birkin's blood. When Simmons and Ada's relationship went sour, and the project to create Ada began, Carla fell in love with Simmons and was willing to do anything for him. Simmons did some research and saw that yes, Carla had this special gene from which an Ada Wong could be created that would not differ in any way from the original version. He seduced Carla and tricked her into performing the experiment on her. Carla's memory was erased, and when she was born in the form of Ada, she didn't even recognize her former self. That's how much of a bastard Simmons is. He gave Carla control of one of the family's labs in East Asia, in China. There, Carla also worked on making the Cvirus more powerful. But all this time, a voice kept echoing in her ear, saying something was wrong. You're not Ada. As this progressed, Carla remembered everything. She remembered who she was. She remembered what that bastard Simmons had done to her. Now, what is Neo Umbrella? It's an organization created by Carla under the family's control at the same headquarters in China that was given to Carla. When Raccoon City was destroyed, the family sought to develop biological weapons because they believed that the next generation of warfare would be these genetic weapons. Neo Umbrella was founded for this purpose, to develop these viruses and weapons. But they didn't know that Carla now remembered everything and wanted revenge on the world. Ada takes the helicopter to go after Simmons. We've seen this part before. She leaves the helicopter on top for Leon and Helena, which we've also seen before. She exchanges a few texts with Leon, and yes, she enters the lab where Ada was being created. With anger and a sense of liberation, she opens fire on everything. I know it was tough, friends, constantly seeing the story from different perspectives and slowly understanding new things. It feels like the series dark, but well, it's the writer's art that conveys the narrative. So we'll probably agree that Resident Evil 6 isn't that bad after all. Alright, friends, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave your comments. Until the next video, bye for now.